So this time on one of my miscellaneous live streams or whatever, I'm going to be not fixing my Baja yet, but I'm going to be prepping it for the new parts I ordered a few days ago. It's freaking 1 in the morning and I have nothing else to do. So basically I've already drove this. I have a video of me first starting it and actually kind of explaining how to do it, but Adobe Premiere's kind of being a dickhead to me and it's fucking up the video really bad. So I don't really know how I'm gonna get that video uploaded. It needs a little bit of editing and it's kind of shitty. And yeah, I don't know how to do that. But yeah, I ran it like one time and I freaking broke this upper camber link on the left side. I just snapped it off in there. So what I'm gonna do is I have a Dremel tool. I'm gonna make a slot in there. There's actually like a very similar video on YouTube of a dude who made a video doing the exact same freaking thing I am doing here. I forgot what it's called. I might link it in the description later. I don't know. So on my very first run, I broke that. I ran it into a stump going probably like 15 miles an hour maybe. I ran the back wheel into a stump and it totally just did that. I already removed this piece because it wasn't that hard. I did that a couple days ago or so, maybe a day ago. I just took some vice grips and took out that piece, so those pieces are in the trash except for that. And yeah, I ordered from DDM Racing, I ordered a hardened steel Baja turnbuckle kit or something like that. It basically has like a hardened steel thread on it. It has like these little spacers. I got the 12mm ones. The 12mm spacers go in between here and this piece right here, and supposedly that's gonna strengthen it a little bit. At least I hope. So I guess what I'll do during this, I don't think this will be that long of a live stream. This one is fine over here, but I'm just gonna remove it because it comes with two. So I'll remove that one on that side. I'm gonna Dremel it in there, remove that. And also, one other thing I broke. Oh my god. One other thing I broke is I just totally broke up all this bumper stuff over here. Oh, actually, I did not know that. I mean, I guess that's okay because it's held in by the Eclipse, but anyway, yeah, I have a couple of stuff on the ground here. This got all broken and destroyed, and this bumper broke off. So I ordered an RPM bumper, and it actually has prime, so I wonder if it would actually come today, because I ordered it a few days ago, at least 2 days ago. So I got a bumper here. Hopefully that will protect that area a little bit more. I don't think you really have to replace this stuff. I'm not quite sure what this stuff is for. If you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, it kind of went in that area. And it went into a couple holes. There's one there, and then there's one there. And it got secured with these clips, these two clips on both sides. And I just freaking... I do this because, like, my battery on my phone doesn't last that long. But yeah, here you can see I put the outer ones on there. Guess you can't really see it that much in there, but I got one in there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, the engine runs really well. Started up easy. I would say probably took about, I don't know, probably took 15 pulls. And like a lot of those pulls were me just pulling the engine without the choke on because I was afraid if I put the choke on I would flood it. So I'm totally new to this engine, so I didn't put the choke on to begin with, and I pulled it like, I don't know, 7 times. Then I put the choke on, and then it popped in like 2 poles, and then I took the choke off, started right the heck up. This engine is awesome. I love it. And on one of Botagel's videos, he said he recommended kind of boring out that vent hole in the gas cap. So I kind of took one of those push pins or whatever you can use to put a paper on a wall or whatever, and I kind of got a hammer. I just hammered out that little hole. He said don't do it too big, so I just did it pretty small. I think the shock kind of popped off a little bit one time. I kind of expected that to happen, but I thought this thing was gonna be durable, and I'm kind of just disappointed. I'm already spending like, oh my god, it's like it's $9 for that. It's $9 for that turnbuckle kit. You know, it was like 15 for. It was 15 for. I'm sorry, I'm stalling so bad. It was 15 for the bumper. So yeah, I'm already spending some money and some effort. I thought this thing was gonna be indestructible, so I'm kind of disappointed. What are you gonna do? Fix it. I was thinking about. I calculated it was gonna be like over $70 to get RPM arms, and they don't really sell it in kits. You have to buy 2 of them, and that's kind of retarded. I couldn't really find any kits on eBay or anything. Let's just do it. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. I mean, I guess it's not as bad as my T-Max. This is gonna be. I wonder if this is gonna be too far away. Let's try to see if I can get this a little closer, maybe. Hey, I just met you. This is great. Z. So here's my number. Run for me, baby. Oh boy. I'm too lazy to put on a respirator. Well, actually, I have a respirator, but I think it's like really dirty. I'm not gonna wear it. So I'm just gonna hold my breath if need be. Got this set up. Kind of afraid I might hit that shock. I want to get this out of the way. Oh, yeah, also, since this broke, this folded back when I was driving. This folded back when I was driving, and I ripped up a boot, so I had to order some new boots as well. Very square. Not really liking that. I kind of need this to stay up like that because can I use this? I'm gonna use for a stand. Old ass box of nitro shit. Maybe. Oh boy. Doesn't look bad. Well, actually, it looks horrible, but looks like it's worth an attempt. Let's see. I think I have a flathead screwdriver with a few bits over here. I do. I don't know what size I should try. That's kind of a weird. Oh my god! What the fuck? I didn't. That's probably too big. I didn't want to buy new A-arms because the actual A-arm is not, like... The A-arm is not broken, but... Fucking hell. The A-arm's not broken, but, I mean... It'd be just, you know, good to get some A-arms, because they're made by freaking RPM, like the best RC car part maker in the universe. As far as my knowledge, I haven't broken like a single one of their parts. And the only bad product I think they made was that wheelie bar for the X-Max, and that was pretty shitty. I have to get it smaller. Still kind of. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Look at this guy. You got a wolf. God damn it. Ugh. Trying to push down like really harder. It's working though. Oh, another reason why I don't really want to replace A-arms because these A-arms use hinge pins with E-clips, and I will have to probably take everything apart to get to this dumb E-clip right freaking there. Like, holy freaking hell, that would just be the pain in the ass. Because I already rebuilt this thing once to get the outerwears on. And I do not want to frickin' do that again. Probably go insane. This was after the first run. The first freaking run. So, this is ridiculous. Hope I didn't weaken the A-arm with that slot right there. It was kind of, it wasn't flush with the A-arm. It was kind of back in there just a little bit. Right. You would do this, like, you guys know that on like modern weed whacker carburetors, well actually most modern weed whacker, leaf blower, lawn equipment in general, or at least the cheap stuff, they don't have mixture screws. But what But probably like in the late 2000s or 2000s or whatever, the EPA, the fucking EPA, they they basically made a law that denied manufacturers to put adjustable mixture screws. I mean, you can adjust them, but you can only adjust them like in 45-degree angles, which is absolute crap. The high and low mixture screws on the carburetor, which is absolute bull crap, because that is not going to give you a desirable range to adjust your carburetor. So what people do, or at least, and there's a special tool you have to use. Actually, the ones with a special tool you have to use, like the 21 spline tool or whatever, you can't even adjust those without the tool. So what people would do, they would take off the carburetors, they get their Dremel tool and frickin' Dremel a slot in those goddamn mixture screws or whatever that you can't use a normal screwdriver on. So you don't have to buy the goddamn tool. Me, back in my days when I would fix up weed whackers, you know, here and there, once in a while, I was doing more of that, I just bought the tool. I found it on Amazon. And you know, it's actually not a bad design. It works just fine. You just take the tool and you adjust it. But, you know, you had to buy the tool. So people would just use the Dremel to drill slot in the screw, so you don't have to buy the damn tool. But I think you can buy the tools nowadays. I think technically it's illegal. I think, because I think the government said, resale of these tools cannot be sold to civilians. Only licensed retailers are fucking can use this special tool. Oh, because it's so hard to adjust the mixture screw. Oh, boo-hoo. But look at this. On this one, you got those. Yeah. Okay. That was, that wasn't too hard. I was kind of scared. Focus. Am I able to? That wasn't too hard. Thought that would go a little worse, but I did it. Cool. But the downside is, look at that. I lost a lot of threads on there. If I focus. Never. Anyway, yeah, I lost some threads on it. So I'm going to try to save it, but it might not work. It might not work out in the end. In that case, I guess I'll just have to buy $30 new A-arms. Okay. Now to prep the other side. And I'm not like doing this because the parts are gonna come tomorrow. I'm just doing this because I'm just, you know, I'm awake and I might as well just do this right now. Just getting some dirt out here. So I can take this off. This side's fine, but it could break like the other side. Oh, also, this silencer, this piece of crap does not like to stay on. Like, I tighten this thing so far down, like it's literally cutting the gasket, and it was slipping around like a freaking penis in an asshole. Like, it was horrible. Like, it would kind of stay on, but then it fell off a couple times and just got really loud. I'm pretty sure this thing is metric. I got metrics out here. I'm too lazy to go downstairs to get my steel. Oh wow. Okay, right size first time. What is this like? Alright. Hopefully I won't fuck anything up here. I did fuck up one screw. Actually, maybe a couple. I think I fucked up these screws right here because these goddamn screws are on there so tight and it feels like they freaking used red lock thread on there. It's insane. I could not get those off and oh jeez. And I wanted to take off the clutch. Right here. so I could clean out the bell and make that bell nice and clean for the new clutch. But I stripped out one screw at the bottom. I tried using a blowtorch, it's stripped out. I think it's over. So if there's a time where I need to take off the clutch, I might be a little screwed. I might have to drill it out if I actually have to get in there. If I'm rebuilding the engine, which I kind of doubt I'll have to do because, I mean, seems fine. The engine runs pretty good. I think I was running my high. I think I was running my high speed kind of lean, and that is probably my fault. That is my fault. That's my fault. I shouldn't have been running that lean. That's kind of not so good for the engine, especially during braking. And I'm just a dumbass. This is my first gas car. This is my first gas car. I had a gas scooter, I did the unboxing on. That silver one, I rode that a lot of places, it was fun. But then it just started falling apart and it's basically just reared its ugly Chinese, disgusting quality. And I didn't really want to fix it anymore. I broke the frame several times, I had to get it welded a couple of times, it was just a huge mess. And now my scooter doesn't have any spark, and I'm sick and tired of using that thing, so I'm just not going to even bother with that anymore. What was I? Oh, I totally forgot what I was going to do. Let's take this off. Yeah. But, this engine, it kind of looks... It just reminds me of my scooter engine. Like, my scooter engine was a 49cc. It was a lot bigger than this one. This one's a 29cc, I think. But yeah, like, you basically just have a filter, carburetor, intake, and cylinder. The magneto next to the cylinder. You got pull start on this side that bolted on with 4 bolts, and a clutch. It was actually really similar. It's just this one's kind of smaller, so that's pretty cool. Actually, the carburetor was a whole lot different. On my scooter, there was only like one mixture screw. It was a shit carburetor. It was a shit ass carburetor. If you only have one mixture screw, how are you supposed to adjust the low and high end? Like that just does not work. So that was a shit carburetor on that one. Alright. Now I won't have to use vice grips on this one to get it up. I mean, because when I took this one off of like that side, I had to use vice grips to get it out. But not here though. This one's not broken yet, but I'm gonna replace it anyway when the new part comes. And what do you know? That fits in there. Cool. Cool. Yeah, this isn't really gonna be that. I guess it's kind of long. It's like what, 20 minutes now? Fucking live stream. Oh man, the camera angle's not very good. What the fuck? God damn it. Sorry about that. That sucks, kinda. I guess it's not really doing that much. I'm just freaking... just taking this out. Oh my god. That JB weld joint right there, kinda looks like it could be leaking. I had a JB weld my carburetor piece right there, kinda. Because there's a fitting on there, this metal fitting, and it was really loose in there, and I could just like kind of move it around and take it out with the fuel line installed, and it was flopping around. It was pretty horrible. So I JB welded that in so no fuel would leak out. And it doesn't look too bad right now, but there is like fuel residue on the outside of the carburetor. Fuck, man. I don't know. But isn't it like $50 for a Walbro 990 card? That's insane. I'm not gonna spend $50 for a carburetor right now. That's just bullcrap. No way. Why would I spend $50 freaking dollars on? I mean, this one seems to run okay. I mean, why I got this buggy is not for racing. None of that shit. You know, I know. You know, people race gas fifth scales, and it looks great. You know, you have a lot of friends, and you know, you have money, and you can fucking race. You can go to dirt tracks, set up events, and stuff like that. Well, guess what? I have no fucking friends, and I'm only 16 right now, and nobody's doing this shit. Like, I'm the only one with any freaking RC cars around here. No one at my school does anything like this. I mean, my school's kind of small, but no one does this. So this is the reason why I got this is because this is just my basher. I wanted to get something that was durable. That was gas powered. You know, I didn't really want a specific size range. Like I wasn't. You know, it could even be a freaking 18th scale gas car. Like, how crazy would that be? That would just be like the coolest thing ever. What? How? These pieces are angled, and how did they? Okay. Okay. But I mean, when I bought this vehicle. I wanted a gasoline basher that was, you know, generally durable. It didn't have to be indestructible. You're just not gonna. It's really difficult to make an indestructible basher. The only indestructible basher stock that I know of was from watching a Ultimate RC, you know, Jang. I was watching him. He reviewed Traxxas Bandit, like frickin'. Oh boy, I just knocked something off the table. Okay. But he reviewed the Bandit, and he you know, it was brushed. It's just the Bandit that it's just brushed, and it's not that fast, and you know, it was durable. He didn't break it. That's probably the only car that I know of, stock, that does not break. So it's really difficult. I wanted a basher, again, coming back to this is probably the third time I've come back to this. When I bought this vehicle, I wanted a gasoline basher that was durable, that I could, you know, it's easy to start, it's easy to refuel, you know, maintenance, it's not too hard to work on. This thing is it is a little bit, to me, just a little bit deterring to work on, because this chassis is a 2 design and uses a lot of body clips, and it's kind of but yeah, I just wanted a gasoline powered basher. It could be something as small as an 8th scale HPI Savage Octane with a 15cc motor in it, monster truck. It could be that. Although I've heard that is a kind of a shitty vehicle, and I don't, because the engine was just not very good. At least that's what I heard. You know, people are having problems starting it and stuff. And then there was like a Losi 8th scale monster truck, but I didn't like but these two 8th scales I didn't really like that much, because they had 2 batteries in the car. They had one for the receiver pack, and they had one for the freaking ignition system. That is ridiculous. Why would you want a battery for an ignition system? That's just so dumb. Just have a freaking magneto setup. How hard How hard could that be? You just have a small magneto that provides spark to the coil like just about every other small freaking gas engine. There's a freaking magneto in there. How hard is that to do? I don't want to spend twice as long charging a freaking battery for something as simple as ignition. It's dumb, in my opinion. I could probably be very ignorant and very wrong. And if I'm wrong, then I guess I'm wrong. Whatever. So those were kind of cool. They're smaller, so I took a look at those, but they're also expensive. They don't make them anymore, and it was also it was very experimental. The HBI Savage Octane, that was very experimental. So I kind of, and I didn't really want to do nitro that much anymore. I have this freaking oh Jesus Christ. I've had a Jado. This was my very first nitro car, my Jado. It's great at what it does. It goes fast. It whoops butt. Like, this thing has a 2-speed freaking, high geared transmission. This thing is fast. It's great. It's great at what it does. Just why it's like this, why it's in this condition is because I had problems with my 3.3 engine in that goddamn Boxer. I had problems with my 3.3 engine. It was breaking. On the crankcase. It was cracking. And the motor mount, the piece where the screws go through on the crankcase, they broke off. It completely broke off. Left a big hole in the engine. When I was at the skate park, bashing it. I was bashing at the skate park. And this thing couldn't handle it. But, I got this at least 5 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago. When I was, oh my god, I was probably 12. And my dad and I kind of did it together. He didn't really know what he's doing. None of us read the owner's manual. It was good. It was kind of like a father-son thing or whatever. And then one day, power stopped going to the wheels, and it kind of started over revving. So, and then we kind of got scared, and we shut it down, and we put it away improperly. We didn't do after-run maintenance at all. We didn't even know what fucking after-run maintenance was. And then, and we left fuel in the tank. And then I came to it, a year or two ago, after watching a ton of YouTube videos on, how these things work, how freaking, how nitro motors, how they do their thing, how the transmission works, how the suspension, how you want to do your shocks. I just watched a ton of those videos, over the course of years or so, I don't know. And I just figured out basically how they work. So one time I just pulled out of the garage where we were sitting, and I wanted to get running again, because that was my first and only nitro car. And I got running again. And I think I broke the transmission several times because I was missing a spacer in there. But okay, I was going off on a huge tangent, but basically what I'm trying to say is I've had 2 nitro vehicles. I've had my Jado, and I've had my T-Max 3.3. I made a 3.3 because that Jado, the durability sucks. If you can go on a few jumps and you'll start breaking stuff. You'll break this plastic top plate. This piece, that thing right there, you'll break that all the time. And it'll be so annoying because you have to take everything apart just to replace that plastic piece. And it's not very expensive. It's like $15, Amazon or whatever. And it's not very expensive. But no company makes any aftermarket parts. They don't make an aftermarket chassis top plate. You could probably buy a roll cage, maybe, if you look hard enough. But I've looked. I think Energy used to make one, but it was just not. It was fun, it's good at what it does, going fast, but it's just kind of an awkward vehicle. It's a stadium truck. So as soon as you take it off-roading, start crashing, it just blows up. So I got a T-Max because I made a T-Max, oh my gosh, because I built it. I built it out of two E-Maxes. I built it because I wanted a Nitro Monster. It just seemed like a whole lot more fun. You could take it in the dirt, and it's got a lot of suspension travel. You can just go freaking do whatever with it. And I kind of knew the durability sucked dick because the bulkheads break all the time and all this dumb stuff. I knew this. I knew the suspension would break on it all the time. This and that, whatever. So I bought RPM A-arms and the bulkheads. I did not get the shock tires because I wasn't breaking those quite yet. But then, I got some aftermarket parts and stuff like that. And, it was okay. It was alright. But then, for some reason, actually, no. At a certain point, my 3.3 was falling apart again. That damn engine, that 3.3 is just... I've had bad experience with it. Here, I'll show you right now. I've had bad experience with the Traxxas 3.3 engine. It has good power. It's great. Revs high, and it's great and stuff, but it's just not durable. There, that was on my Jado. This happened twice. I broke 2 crankshafts, and I'm not quite sure which engine. I'm not quite sure what engine this was in. But yeah, the durability of this engine is it's just not good. It did not work out for me. I'm not quite sure if I did something wrong. That's totally the possibility. Maybe I'm just a dumbass. I have no idea what I'm doing. But yeah, the durability is just, for me, was not good. So my engine started falling apart. It was running lean. Actually, on my T-Max, there was a crack, and this didn't actually break off like it did on my Jado, but there was a crack. And what was happening is when you have a crack in your crankcase, your engine runs lean. It is bad. It is horrible. It's one of the worst things that can happen to you, just over a period. Like, your engine will run lean. It's horrible. Fuel will spit out the side, and it'll just make a big mess. So I looked for aftermarket engines for my T-Max. I came across an OS 0.21. It was expensive as frick. It was basically $300, but I've heard OS is a very good company, and they make, they make good engines for aircraft and RC cars, and they're great. So I heard good things about them. So yeah, I bought that engine, and it has more displacement. It's a big block. I'm not quite sure what a big block means if you're talking about RC car terms and nitro, whatever. I guess it just means you have a bigger engine block size. But I bought one of those, and it has much more power than 3.3. The displacement is not that much bigger. The Traxxas 3.3 has 3.3 cubic centimeters, but the OS has around 3.4. But it makes a lot of power. And when you make a lot of power, the drivetrain just started falling apart. It's just terrible. I was breaking those plastic crappy drive shafts left and right on my T-Max, the center ones, not the outside ones. The 4 ones that go to the wheels from the diffs. Those drive shafts were actually doing good, the ones going to the wheels. But the 2 center drive shafts, I probably went through at least half a dozen, maybe 8 of those center drive shafts. It was bad. It was horrible. And I would just keep breaking them if I had a good tune on my OS engine. So I looked online for upgrades, and I could not find any. So I kind of just gave up. I started I just kept replacing those plastic ones, and it would kind of tear me up mentally, just having to replace those drive shafts all the time after breaking them. Then I came across some aluminum ones, some aluminum ones for the 3.3, the 3.3 chassis, the extended chassis, whatever. They're $80, so I buy them. I buy these expensive drive shafts. Hopefully, you know, I would stop having drivetrain problems. Next thing happened, right? Like, I didn't even get through a tank of fuel. I jammed my transmission. I broke something inside. I broke a plastic gear, and at that point, I'm done. I'm just done. I'm done with my T-Max. I put in a lot of money. I probably put in well over $500 into it. I put a lot of time into it. I've done like 3 live streams rebuilding it, you know, doing some maintenance and stuff. And I just put a lot of time and effort into it, money, and I couldn't even get through a tank of fuel after my transgender transmission jammed. It is jammed right now. I also before the transmission jammed, I was having a ton of clutch issues. My stock clutch is horrible. The 3.3 clutch is just, it is crap. Like, it cannot handle that much. It's just torn up. This clutch is all torn up. The spring is making a groove inside this bell, and you can kind of see the groove. It's right in the middle, all around. So that clutch is trash. Did not last on my OS engine at all. So I bought a Energy 3-shoe clutch for about $20, I think, $21 on Amazon or whatever. So I put that on. You know, it actually, I'm not having any issues right now. It actually doesn't seem that bad. It's an aluminum shoe, you know, run of the mill, I guess you could say. But yeah, it actually is not that bad. Oh, here's that. I did this twice. Trash. It's like, just, it would not work. Okay, so I put on a new clutch, and yeah, so I just put in so much time and money that I have trouble getting most of the time. So I made a last-ditch effort to find some fun. I don't really care that much about electric. I respect electric vehicles. I think you can do a lot of awesome things with electric. You can just go to Kevin Tabalt's channel. I don't know his name. I forgot. Just go to his channel, and you're just gonna see the craziest crap. Like, you're gonna see, he launches X Maxes 5,000 feet in the air, and you just, electric is great. It is great. It works perfectly fine. I'm just not very interested in it. You know, internal combustion engine RCs, like nitros and gas. I prefer gasoline more because nitros is such a pain sometimes. You know, I have crappy igniters, and I don't really want to spend that much for like a rechargeable one because I don't want to recharge igniter because it's just a big pain in the butt. But it's kind of a pain to tune them. I'm not very good at tuning them. On that OS engine, there's about 3 tuning needles, and that just drives me insane. There's a mid-range needle, so I'm not quite sure how to tune it. On this, it's simple. It's freaking simple as frick. Like, there's literally a high and low, and there's an idle speed screw. It's easy. Like, and they're reliable. Gasoline engines are reliable, and they're easy to start. All we have to do is put fuel in it, prime it, freaking pull the pull cord. That's all you gotta do. Gasoline is great. This engine runs great. So far, at least. So far. It runs great. Oh, what the... Did I... What happened? Something happened on my live stream here? What's going on? What in the world? Well, I don't know. Maybe my video fucked up. My video's not looking good on here. If you can still hear me, which I kind of doubt. Basically, yeah, I just wanted a gasoline RC. And this was my last decision. This was only $400, and sometimes this could be over $1,000 if you wanted a genuine HPI Baja 5B. It was great. So, you know, looks awesome. It looks fun. And yeah, this was kind of my last go at having fun in this hobby, because I'm not really that interested in electric, because it just doesn't have a soul. It's not the same. All you have to do is charge batteries and plug in and have fun. Like, it just doesn't make any noise. It doesn't have a personality. It's just boring. And sometimes, you know, most of the time, you know, good brushless lipo stuff and all that crazy crap is expensive. Oh my god, it is like $200 for a 4-cell X-Max battery. It is just insane. And you need 2 of those. You need 2 of those. Oh my god, it's so much. Yeah, in gasoline, it's loud, it's fun. You get the smell, and you get the RPMs. You get the rip'ems. That's what I call them. I call them rip'ems, and it's just fun. It's just fun. You don't have to charge. You know, you can keep running all day. In theory, because you have a receiver pack, you have to have that. But if you had like if your Magneto charged the battery, that'd be amazing. Yeah. So, I guess this was kind of long. It was 47 minutes now. I just wanted to kind of talk about, you know, my views on gas versus nitro versus electric a little bit. And there's no one really in this area, the Seattle area. It's, you know, I'm not going to say where I specifically live, but there's no one around me who does this kind of stuff. And if there's a few people who do RC at all, hobby grade RC, they're all going to be electric. You know, it's just, I don't have any electric stuff. I have an associated B4.2. That's all broken, and I don't really have that much interest in fixing, because that's a racing-oriented buggy, and I kind of don't like racing. It's not my thing. I'm more bashing. What is wrong with my camera? I don't know. Alright, I guess I'm gonna go. If anyone's in the Seattle area who has a gas nitro RC wants to hang out with me or whatever, just bash or I don't know, do something, I guess you can comment, and I read all comments because I basically get no comments. Alright.